What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet generator by creating a simple workflow in n8n. Let's get started. In n8n, I've created a workflow that I've renamed to lead magnet generator. Here, we're going to start by adding a trigger. I'm going to choose a manual trigger here. So we'd like to generate our lead magnet from one of our threads that we posted on Twitter. So my Twitter over here. So we'd like to generate a thread from one of my tweets that I posted on my page over here. We can use this thread over here to generate our lead magnet. So now to generate our lead magnet from our Twitter threads, we're going to start by scraping the threads, then use an AI agent to generate the lead magnet. To scrape the Twitter threads, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate projects. To get 30% off your first subscription to this tool, just use the link in the description to sign up and create your account. Then after creating your account, head over to Apify store over here. And here, we're going to search for a tool that we're going to use to scrape our tweets. So I'll search for tweets scraper, click search to find the tool. Here you can see we have 190 tools that we can use to scrape tweets from Twitter. So you can use any of these tools right here. I'm going to choose to use this tool right here. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. And this is the tool that we're going to use to scrape our tweets. So here, I'm going to add our URL. And here we're going to add the number of tweets that we like to scrape. In our case, we like to scrape only 10 tweets from my page. And to scrape the tweets, I'll click on start right here. You can see our actor is running and getting our data. Let's give it a second for it to complete scraping our tweets. Here, you can see it successfully scraped our tweets over here. So here we got the Twitter name, our URL, when the tweets were posted, the actual tweet thread that we posted, the likes count, and the retweets count over here. So now instead of having to manually scrape our tweets over here in Apify, we can create a workflow in n8n that scrapes the tweets for us. In our tool, here you can see we require the URL of the account whose tweets we like to scrape and the number of tweets that we like to scrape. So we can add the URL and the number of tweets that we like to scrape in our spreadsheet, similar to this one over here. So in Google Sheet, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to lead magnet spreadsheet. And then in the spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've named to Twitter username URL. So here's where we're going to add the URLs of the account that would like to scrape the Twitter threads and the number of tweets that would like to scrape. So we can then use the threads to generate our lead magnet. So now to get this sheet, now workflow, here, I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets right here. Then here, click on Get Rows in Sheet Node. Here, I'm going to click on Create a new credential to connect my account to n8n. So to do that, just click on Sign in to the Google account over here. On the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to n8n, and your connection will be created. And here, I'll close this window. Then here, I'll find our spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is the lead magnet spreadsheet right here. Then our sheet is going to be the Twitter username URLs over here. Then I'll click on Execute step to get our usernames and the number of tweets I would like to scrape right here. Here, I'll rename this node to Get Twitter Username URLs. Then here, I'll click on Rename. Now, with our URL over here, we can proceed and scrape the tweets. To do that, we're going to use Apify. So I'll search for Apify right here and click on Apify. Here, you'll need to install it first if you haven't installed it yet. And then after installing it, click on the Run and Action node right here. Here, you'll need to create your credential to connect your Apify account to n8n by clicking on Connect My Account right here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you would like to connect to n8n, and your connection will be created. Since I already done that, I'm going to close this window over here. And then here, we'd like to run an actor. I'm going to choose a recently used actor. Then here, I'm going to find our actor over here, which is this actor over here. And then here, we're going to add our JSON. To do that, I'll click on Expression. Then I'll expand it right here to add our JSON over here. To get our JSON, I'll go back to our tool where it says Manual in JSON. Click on JSON. Here, I'll copy this JSON and come and paste the JSON right here. And here, instead of having to manually add our URL, we're going to map the URL from our spreadsheet over here, including the number of tweets that we like to scrape right here. And now, to scrape our tweets, I'll click on Execute step right here. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second for it to complete scraping our tweets. You can see that our node was executed successfully and the status was a success. And here we got our default dataset ID right here. So now to get our tweets, here I'll search for Apify again and click on Apify. Here I'll click on Get Dataset Items. No, this time not. And here, we're going to map our dataset ID, which will be this default dataset ID right here. Then I'll click on execute step here to get our tweets. You can see we got a total of 4 tweets over here. This is awesome. Now let's scroll over here. Now over here you can see we are getting our tweet over here. So this is the tweet that we're going to use to generate our lead magnet. Here I renamed this node to Twitter tweet scraper, and here I renamed this to get scraped tweets. And then here I'll click on rename. Next thing we're going to do here is, here since we have 4 tweets, we don't want to generate 4 lead magnets, so I'd like to only generate 1 lead magnet from one of our Twitter threads. So here I'll limit the tweets to only 1, so I'll search for the limit node over here and limit the tweets to only 1, and I'll click on execute over here. Then you can set the fields for the tweet, so I'll search for the field, set the fields node over here and click on it, and here I'll set the fields for the tweet. Can rename this to tweet, and then I'll click on execute step over here to set the field for the tweet. So we just scrape, and now we can go ahead and generate our lead magnet using an AI agent. So in AI, I'll click on AI agent right here, and here choose to define below, and add the system message over here. Prompt could be on the lines of you're a lead magnet generator, and the system message could be on the lines of transform the user's most liked Twitter thread into a professional formatted PDF style lead magnet document structured for readability, brand positioning, and lead generation. The final formatted output should be written directly to a Google Docs. And here we're adding our inputs. So we're adding our username, thread that we just scraped, the author, and our description. So for the output, we like a fully formatted lead magnet structured as a Google Docs document with a clear section header, proper formatting, and value-packed content derived from the user's top-performing Twitter threads. And here we're planning the lead magnet structure and roles. So first section we like to generate is a cover page where we like a catchy headline derived from the theme of the thread. Also like a subtitle, we like the agent to add a short descriptive tagline. Also going to include the author name, tagline, and the date over here. The next section will be an introduction section. We would like the agent to generate a 1 to 2 short paragraph introducing who's the author, what this lead magnet is about, why these tweets or threads are available, and what readers will learn or gain from it. We'll also like to end this section with a warm conversational tone to build connection. The third section will be the table of content section. We would like the agent to generate section titles based on the number of threads included. Build consistency. The other section is the main section, where in this section, we like the agent to generate the thread title from the main idea of the thread, key insights or hook, summarize the core lessons or angle, and a full thread content. We're telling the agent to reformat the tweets as cohesive paragraphs, not tweet lines, convert short tweet fragments into smooth, flowing narrative or bullet lists, maintain the original tone. And then for the takeaway box, we like the agent to summarize the actionable insights or tips. The other section will be the action steps or application section, where we like the agent to summarize the top actionable lessons, 3 to 5 points, and encourage the reader to apply these insights. The section is about the other section. We like the agent to generate a 1 to 2 paragraphs introducing the author, who they are, what they do, their niche, background, accomplishment, and their social links. The other section is a call to action section. We like the agent to encourage the reader to connect, subscribe, or download something else. Keep it friendly and salesy, but clear and actionable. And here we're outlining the formatting rules. Use clear headings. Keep spacing clean and easy to scan. Convert hashtags, mentions, and links to proper clickable hyperlinks. Ensure the tone is educational, approachable, and brand aligned. Add page breaks between major sections. And then for the final output, we like the agent to output the formatted content directly to Google Docs. And here we are adding the document title and include styling suggestions. Ensure all content is structured, readable, and publication ready. And then here we are adding the example of our output. We like to add the title and the author of the tweet in the first section. Then here we are going to add the introduction section, the takeaway section, action step section, about the author, and the call to action in the end. So here I require a specific output format and click on output parser. Here I'll click on the structured output parser, then add a JSON example for output over here. I like to output the title and the content for lead magnet. So here I'll drag this node at the top right here. Next thing that we're going to add is the chat model. I'm going to choose OpenAI chat model over here. Here, we're going to create a new credential to connect our OpenAI account to Anychain. So from your OpenAI API, add the API key over here and click on Save to create your credential. And then here, choose a model. You can choose any of these models right here. And then here, I'll drag this node at the top right here. And then the last thing that we're going to add is the memory. I'm going to choose a simple memory. Here, I'm going to choose to define below. Here, you can add any key. Over here, then I'll drag this node at the top right here. And then here, I'll rename this node to lead magnet generator and click on rename. Now, when you open this node, here, I'll click on execute. Give it a second for you to complete generating our lead magnet. Our node was executed successfully. And here we got the title and the lead magnet over here. This is incredible. Love it. So now to preview our lead magnet that we just generated over here, we can add it to a Google Docs so we can preview it. So we're going to wait a few seconds. So I'll search for the wait node right here. Here we're going to wait, let's say 3 seconds. Here I'll rename this node to wait 3 seconds. And then here I'll click on rename. Then I'll execute this node over here. And now we can proceed and add our lead magnet to a Google Docs. So I'll search for Google Docs over here. Click on Google Docs. We're going to start by creating a document. Your credential to connect your account to Anychain. So to do that, from your Google API, add your client ID and client secret right here. Click on Save to create your credential. And for creating your credential, close this window. And here we're going to choose our drive to store our document. I'm going to choose a folder that I would like to store our document, which is this folder right here. And here again, I'm going to map the title over here. To give our document a title, then I'll click on Execute step right here to create our document. Our document was created successfully. Here I'll rename this node to create a lead magnet document. Here I'll click on rename. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to update the document with the lead magnet. So I'll search for Google Docs again, then here I'll click on update a document node. Here we're going to map the ID of our document right here and the lead magnet over here. So from our agent, I'll map the lead magnet over here and click on execute step right here to update our document with the lead magnet. You can see our node was executed successfully. Here I rename this node to update a lead magnet document, and then I'll click on rename right here. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to send ourselves the lead magnet document via email. So here I'll search for Gmail and click on Gmail right here. Then here I'll click on send a message node over here. Here you need to create your credential to connect your account to Anychain. To do that, just click on sign in with Google over here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to Anychain, and your connection will be created. And close this window. And here we're going to add our email address. So here we're going to add our email address. Subject line of our email could be in the lines of your lead magnet is ready. Email type, I'm going to choose sex. Message of our email could be in the lines of hi Dennis. Your lead magnet has been successfully generated and uploaded to Google Docs. You can access it here. And here we are adding the link to our Google Docs and then mapping the ID of our document, which is this ID over here. It's fully formatted and ready to use. Whether you want to share it as a free resource, turn it into a PDF download, or use it for list building. As lead magnet generator AI agent. Then the last thing that we're going to do here is I'll click on add options and click on append Anychain attribution. And we're going to turn this to off. And here I'll click on execute step right here to send ourselves the lead magnet document URL over here. So here I'll rename this node to send lead magnet document. And here I'll click on rename. Now the last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add our thread that we just scraped, our lead magnet that we just generated using this AI agent, and the lead magnet document URL to a database, or in our case, into a spreadsheet. So in our spreadsheet, I've also created another sheet that I've renamed to lead magnet sheet. This is a sheet that we're going to add our lead magnet. So here we're going to add the name, the thread URL, the lead magnet, and the document URL over here. To add our lead magnet to our spreadsheet over here, in our workflow, I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets over here. Then here I'll click on append rows in sheet node. Here I'm going to find our document, which is this document right here, and our sheet, which is this sheet right here. And here we're going to map values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data from our workflow. So we're going to start by adding the Twitter name. The name, I'm going to map the name over here. So I'm going to map the thread over here. So I'm going to map its URL over here. Then we're going to map the lead magnet over here. So the lead magnet will be the lead magnet we generated using our AI agent. So I'll map it right here. And lastly, we're going to map the document URL over here. To get the document URL, I'll open Gmail. And then here, I'll copy this link over here. Then I'll go back to our spreadsheet. Then here, I'll click on expression, expand it right here, and paste the link that we just copied. And we're going to map the ID of our document right here from the updated lead magnet document node over here. Now, here, I'll click on execute step right here to add our data to our spreadsheet. You can see our node was executed successfully over here. So, and then here, I'll rename this to lead magnet. And I'll click on rename. And the last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to complete our workflow. So I'll search for the do nothing node over here, complete our workflow over here. So our node was executed successfully. Now, when you open our spreadsheet, we created a new record right here where we added the Twitter name, the thread that we scraped using our workflow, Twitter thread URL, the lead magnet that we generated using our workflow, and the document URL over here. Now let's try previewing our lead magnet using this link over here. So here you can see the lead magnet that we generated using our workflow over here. This is incredible. So this is the title of the lead magnet, the introduction section, table of contents. Then we're going to much more deeper the lead magnet right here with all the various sections right here, including the about, the other section, and the call to action over here. So we generated this incredible lead magnet, added it to Google Docs and our spreadsheet over here from our thread that we scraped on my Twitter page using this workflow that we created right here in Anychan. So our workflow works perfectly. So we're adding the username URLs in our spreadsheet over here to scrape our tweets. Then we're scraping our tweets using this tool in Amplify. And then we're using the tweets to generate a lead magnet using this AI agent. And we're creating a lead magnet document in Google Docs and updating the document with the lead magnet that we created right here using this AI agent. Then we're sending ourselves the lead magnet document via email, adding the Twitter thread that we scraped, the lead magnet, and the lead magnet document URL to our spreadsheet using this node. As we can see here, we'll be adding the username, thread, Twitter thread, the lead magnet over here, and the document URL over here using this workflow that we created right here in Anychan. So we can try testing our workflow to see how it works. To test our workflow, in our spreadsheet here, we're going to add the username URL of the Twitter user that would like to scrape the tweets. I've added Alex Moses URL over here. So we'd like to scrape a tweet from him and generate a lead magnet using our workflow. So to do that, I'll click on execute workflow right here. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So here we got the URL of Alex page. Then we scraped his tweets using this tool in Amplify. Then we got the tweets over here. Then here we limited the tweet to only one. And then using one of his tweets, we generated a lead magnet using this AI agent. Then we created a lead magnet document in Google Docs. Then we updated the lead magnet document with the lead magnet that we generated using our AI agent. Then we sent ourselves the lead magnet document via email. And then we updated our spreadsheet with the tweet that we scraped from Alex, the lead magnet that we generated using our AI agent, and the lead magnet document from Google Docs in our spreadsheet using this node over here. So now, when you open our spreadsheet, on the lead magnet sheet, you can see we created a new record right here. So we added the Twitter username, we created this tweet from, and we added the tweet thread URL over here. So this is on a new tab. Here, you can see the tweet that we scraped from Alex over here. And then here the lead magnet that we generated from the tweet over here. Then here's the document URL of the lead magnet that we generated using our workflow. When you open Google Docs, here you can see the lead magnet that we generated from one of Alex's tweets. So here we got the title, introduction, table of content. We're going much more in depth. The lead magnet. So I have the about the other section and the call to action section right here. And we also sent ourselves the lead magnet email with this subject line and email body, and the link to the lead magnet attached to the email. So this is the link to this lead magnet that we generated using our workflow over here. So we generated this lead magnet, added it to a Google Docs in our spreadsheet right here, then sent us the lead magnet via email using this workflow that we created right here in Anyten. So our workflow works perfectly. Now, if you'd like me to create this workflow for you or a workflow similar to this one, just click the first link in the description to schedule a call with me. On the call, we'll discuss into details about the workflow that you'd like me to create for you, and then I'll proceed to create the workflow for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you have an AI agent or a workflow in mind that you'd like me to create using Anyten, just comment it down below in the comment section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch using Anyten. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.